You guys asked for a video showing what my daily life is like as a regional airline pilot, and today is a perfect example. I'm starting a 4-day trip, just leaving home now, and I've got 5 legs of flying today with an overnight in Dubuque, Iowa. Let's see how this goes. To get to work, I normally take a bus or an Uber over to the Blue Line station. I give myself about an hour and 15 minutes to get to work. That usually gives me about an extra 15 minutes in case something goes wrong on the way. But yeah, it takes me about an hour to get from my door to the gate.
Doors closing. This is a Blue Line train to O'Hare.
Today is the perfect example of just how busy life can get for a regional airline pilot. We start with a flight to Appleton, Wisconsin, and a deadhead back to Chicago, then fly a turn to Lexington, Kentucky, followed by a short sit at O'Hare, and finally one last flight of the night to Dubuque, Iowa for our overnight. That's 5 flights in total and around 14 hours at work from leaving home to the hotel room. We just landed here in Appleton, Wisconsin. The weather was just good enough for us to get in. There's a little bit low ceiling and visibility. Now we're deadheading back to Chicago. Deadheading means that the airline is sending us with confirmed seats in the back, even though we're not operating the flight. It's a way for airlines to reposition us around the country when they need to.
International Airport. My name is Albert. I'm with you in the cabin. If I need assistance in any way, please do not hesitate to call.
We just finished our deadhead from Appleton. We're headed to our next airplane, plane swapping, this time headed to Lexington, Kentucky. What's hard to notice in a short video like this is how much repetition there is throughout the day to make all of these flights happen. With multiple plane swaps and flights, there's a lot of unpacking, repacking, cockpit setups, briefings, pre-flight and post-flight checks. Not to mention completing around 10 different checklists during each flight, or 40 total during the 4 flights that we operated.
Welcome to Swayne Martin. This is Captain John Manson. We both very much want to welcome you both. Deadhead ATW is wrapping up the servicing of the aircraft. Again, we do thank you for joining us. Very much a privilege. Certainly a pleasure.
Honestly, today's been really good so far. We haven't really dealt with any significant weather delays or maintenance issues. We're here in Lexington, Kentucky now. We actually landed about half an hour early, so we have over an hour until our flight heads out back to Chicago, and then we'll just have that one last flight tonight to Dubuque, Iowa. and a half before the sign-in time for my next flight. This is a really good time to go grab a quick dinner in the airport because we're getting in a little bit late into Dubuque. I don't really like eating right before I go to sleep, and we have a short overnight, so I'm gonna go grab some dinner real quick before our last flight of the day. Our day started with the 10:50 a.m. sign-in, and now it's 8:30 at night. We have our last flight out to Dubuque, Iowa for our overnight, and I think all of us on the crew are ready to be done for the day. Well, that's it. We're done with our last flight for the night, and I'm ready to go to the hotel. I'm still cold after that walk around. The Midwest here can be pretty brutal in the winter. In the end, being a pilot isn't about exotic destinations, the authority from your uniform, or even flying sleek jets. It's a culmination of all the little things we do throughout the day to get our passengers safely from point A to B, no matter where in the world that is, even if that means going to sleep in a town that you've never heard of.